I guess I'll wait till some people get in here. I couldn't put the location. They wouldn't let me put the location. So I guess I'll have to edit that later. But I had to go live because this is literally my only option. This is how I woke up. I woke up just like this today. Oh my gosh. I woke up, my nose was bleeding. Um, what else? I woke up, my nose was bleeding. My whole head here, all around here, my neck, everything was like on fire. And I was so tired that, you know, when you get so tired that you go to sleep and then you can just sleep until you wake up? Well, I would have stayed asleep. I don't know what woke me up. I don't know what woke me up. I went to sleep. I'm sober, sleep, no, completely just went to sleep because I had errands to run today. I set my alarm clock, but I forgot I was playing my game last night, and I put my phone on do not disturb because people send me text messages and messes up the notification messes up the game. Anyway, I forgot to take the do not disturb off, so when I set my alarm to wake up today, it didn't go off. So I stayed asleep, and all of a sudden, something was like, wake up. And I was like, in a dream and everything, but it was an interesting dream. So I wasn't really trying to wake up. I was traveling and just paying attention to what was going on in the dream. In the middle of all of the stuff that was going on in that dream, I heard something say, you need to wake up. And I was like, what? And it was like, you need to wake up. And I was like, this dream is mad. Yeah, leave me wake up. I was like, all right, I'll get up. I got up and I was like, oh my God, my brain is on fire. My neck is on fire. My nose is bleeding. It's hot as hell in here. Hell, like hell hot. And I'm like, ugh. Because I have an air conditioning unit, right? I eat ya, eat ya. Hello. So I have an air conditioning unit in my apartment. How about you sit around, whatever your name is, ask him what is this, and listen, so before so you can find out what's going on, Michael. I'm in New York City. I have no choice. So I have to make this complaint like this. So I'm proving how they do sneaky genocide in the city, backed by the government, while they inundate us with freaking, war overseas and tell us, oh, every time they have wars, war overseas, well, the kids are getting killed and all that, right? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. I'm really not doing good. That's a flat out lie. I woke up today, nose bleeding, my brain is on fire, my neck is hot. My air conditioner and heater are in one unit together. And look, we get a troll. What are trolls? Why don't you find a hobby? Like, get you some extracurricular activities with your day. Read a book, because y'all go underneath people's videos and it's just like, let's ignore this. Don't give them any energy. Anyway, my air conditioner, my heating unit are in together in one unit, and they brought it back up here after it hasn't been giving me any like cool air for several years in the summertime. They bring it back up here, then the heater doesn't work. The heater part doesn't work on it. The computer thermostat will not let you set a temperature. So it's supposed to go to a temperature, and then once it hits the temperature, it's supposed to cut off. It just pumps out heat all night. And if you turn it off, now you wake up in the middle of the night freezing, right? So thank you, Michael. Um, so I put my heater on last night because it's freezing in here, and I go to sleep. Sober, didn't smoke, didn't drink, nothing. Finish playing my game, go to sleep. I wake up in my dream after I'm in a dream, and I'm like, I hear wake up. So I wake up, and I wake up, my nose is bleeding, my head is like swollen. I had to put ice pack on me. And I called 311 to make a complaint because weeks ago, on the January 25th, I reported that my pipe underneath my sink is corroded, and I've been washing my dishes in my shower because I can't wash it in the sink because water just pours out of the bottom of the sink. Then I let them know I have this heating issue weeks ago. Two emails, and I told the super, the maintenance guy that what the issues were. Oh, we'll make a work order. I'm sitting here now, waiting, and finally I was just like, screw it, I'm gonna call the city and report them. I called today to report because I'm like, my nose is bleeding, my skull. If it wasn't for this Pepsi can of cold a cold can that I can put on the back of my head, my eyes would still be red. They're still red. So I call the lady and I'm going to make a complaint. And the lady's like, no, I'm leveling out. I'm leveling out. Um, so the lady says, well, we can make these complaints and whatnot, and but we can't do anything for excessive heat. She goes, we can only do something in the summertime if you don't have air conditioner and it's not providing you cool down in the summertime. And I'm like, in the winter, you can die of heat exhaustion, but I can't make a complaint that the heater is doing this. And she's like, yeah. I said, so I can die of heat exhaustion in the middle of winter time. And it's just like, and mind you, I'm in a building with elderly and disabled people. So we're talking about people that are already, ill and already with conditions. So you either have to choose to be freezing while you're asleep or keep the heat on and lay there naked with the window open to mix the cool air with the hot air so that you don't die in your sleep. Because if I would have stayed asleep, like maybe I don't even know how much longer, but it had to be an emergency for some random voice out of nowhere in the middle of my sleep to tell me to wake myself up because no explanation, just get up. So I get up, and thank goodness I got up because what I felt like when I woke up, I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. And I had immediately wash my face and get ice pack and get the soda can, put it on my eyes and everything. And I'm like, so people, and we get people die here like once a month, at least. And why? Well, they're already sick, but it's easy to say somebody's already sick and they died because they're already sick. But and shirk the accountability that you're a slumlord, and you need to be taken to housing court, or you need to be having charges against you for freaking um, not a failure to maintain your property. Um, but yeah, so that was what the lady said. We can't do anything about that, and we can't report it. So the city is backing this too. Like the rules are set for the air conditioner for the summertime for heat exhaustion, and you can only make the complaints within those the summertime when it's warm time of for heat exhaustion. In the wintertime, if you're having heat exhaustion, oh no, you're just gonna have to deal with that. Hopefully you live. It's like it's not even logical. I mean, I understand outside conditions, but if the computer system doesn't allow you to set the temperature on your air conditioner or your heating unit, and that doesn't turn off, it's easy for you to turn the air conditioner off in the summertime and just deal with the little cool that you have. In the wintertime, if that heat is pumping, they put you in the furnace. We're in the furnace right now. Every time I turn around, I have to hear about, oh, we went to the furnace. But they don't have any problem putting us in the furnace, and it just so happens that's a Jewish landlord, but whatever. But hey, they put us in the furnace, and that's all right. Put us in the furnace, overheat, wake, you're already baked, and don't complain. You're just gonna have to die, and that's it. And the lady, and I feel bad when I call because the lady's like, I understand what you're saying, but this is the rules that I have, and this is what I can write for you. This is the report I can file. So I'm like, I understand that you can't do anything else. So I guess I'm gonna have to go on YouTube and go live so that people know that this Sky Marin management, the government co-invested in this private entity. She has multiple entities. Her and her mother and her brother have multiple buildings, apartment buildings, all across New York City, and they automatically allow her to raise the rent every year, but yet they don't check and see any of these apartments. And if you don't keep calling them, then they're not going to know there's an issue because they're not fixing anything. But then if you call them, then they have these guidelines of what they can't, what they will fix, and what they won't, what they will complain, let you complain about, and what they won't let you complain about. The same way NYPD says, well, you can make petty crime reports online, but if it's anything outside of petty crimes, you have to go in the police station. You go in the police station. If you have a complaint, now they're cherry picking what police reports that they will approve. And I'm a police officer. I don't work for a police department, but screw them, because they do whatever they want to do. How are you telling me I'm a victim of a crime, and I have to now provide you with the evidence, the detective's job? I have to give all the detective jobs for him, or they won't approve the report getting filed. And then the Civilian Complaint Review Board is just sitting there. If you look on Google Maps, 1 star they have, because if they have a complaint about officers or any complaints that they have, they're not getting done. You can have all the evidence you want, they'll close the case and nothing gets done. So why do we have a Civilian Complaint Review Board? We have all these issues, and all they're doing this to millions of people, because it's not like they're not, this is not something that's a common occurrence. You basically are just forced to either sue the city, sue the police department, sue your landlord, take them to housing court, waste your time running around doing, and people are getting salaries and health benefits to do these jobs. So they're getting paid, and these ladies getting paid, raising the rent every year and not fixing anything. And then the city is just like, oh yeah, sure, yeah, we'll approve that rental increase. And then people wonder why the rental prices are so inflated, because they keep raising the rent like you're living in a fucking penthouse when you're living in a fucking studio, paying the amount of money that you should be paying for a 3 bedroom house. You can live in you can have a mortgage for what I pay for this little studio, and yet they don't want to fix anything. It's to the point where we're looking at, either people are so jaded that they're just like, oh, I'm just gonna put up with it or move, or they're to the point where I don't know how people aren't in the street burning shit down at this point. I really don't understand how they're not doing it. I mean, maybe because they're overheated and waking up. And I was supposed to run errands today. I'm gonna have to literally go take a cold shower and figure out what I'm gonna do with my life, because that's how jacked up I was when I woke up. And it's just like, oh, I apologize. What more can she say? What more can she say? That's what they told her that she's supposed to do. So anyway, I didn't want to come up here and be complaining about this, because I'd much rather deal with it, the by the books way, get it done and get it over with. But this is the by the books way. This is what they're considering by the books way. Go out, shout her out. Her name is Stephanie Nepper. Her mother's name is Sidel Nepper, and her brother's name is James Nepper, and they run a property development company, property management company. I forget the development company, but I have it written down, so I'll put that in the comments, because I don't think they should be getting anybody's government money to build anything or manage anything, because they're not doing a good job. And not only are they not doing a good job, they're verbally abusive to their tenants, whether they're elderly or not, and they definitely commit financial crimes. But we already reported that. We won't even go and get all into that. So that's what we're dealing with now. If you're just jumping in on live, just start it over, because I'm about to end it right now. I don't want to be going on and on and on. It's already long enough. But I'm all right. I guess I'm just going to try to get something, try to cool myself down, and try to get through the rest of my day. But I just wanted to share that with everybody. If you live in New York City, YouTube wouldn't let me actually choose the location, so I have to now edit that once I stop the video, and then you can just go back and see the craziness. But yeah, so that way, if you decide that you want to move to the city, or you live in the city, and if future complaints that you might have, any type of issue, turn the air conditioner off or leave it on and open the window, because if you close that window, you have hermetics going on in here, and it's just pumping out heat, and the heat you can't set the temperature for the heater to shut off at a certain temperature. You might not wake up. Literally, you might not wake up. And if you're exhausted from whatever you're doing and you go to sleep, you might not wake up. So stay safe out here, because these people do not give a shit about you, and they will get away with killing your ass over this heater, and nobody know. that it was that, especially if you have any kind of pre-existing conditions. You have asthma. I have asthma. You have an asthma attack in your sleep and you're dead. Nobody's gonna know the difference, and then it's just gonna look like, oh, whatever narrative they decided to paint for you, because they're gang stalking and their harassment and all that, that puts you into a mental state of, oh, I need to cope, and oh, I can't deal with all this stress, that stuff. Then, or oh, I'm drinking too much, I'm smoking too much, or whatever the case may be. Whatever you do that they go out in the streets and publicly try to make you look like, what's really happening is they're basically stalking and gang stalking you, and they're working with their landlords, and they co-invested in these places, and they're trying to kill your ass without people knowing, and they'll get away with it if they did. We have people, well, at least one person a month dies in this building, and it's a building with elderly people and people with disabilities. So you would think that that would be like, oh, no, we got to make sure that they have the proper environment. No, they don't give a shit. You could be under adult protective custody and everything, and adult protective custody will throw you to the fucking wolves. All they're concerned about is taking over any kind of money that you're getting, and half-ass paying your bills, and then splitting up whatever money you're getting every month. They'll take your money and then split it up into two checks, and now instead of getting one check a month, you're getting one in the beginning of the month and one in the end of the month. Now you have to change all the way you pay, every way you pay any other bill, because they don't even take all your bills that you have. They won't even say, oh, what bills do you have? All they're concerned about is paying the landlord and paying an electricity bill. So that's their security and that's their protection. That's how that's what they're claiming that they're doing, protecting you. That's how they're protecting you. Oh, you know how I protect you? To let you die, to let them kill you, and say I did my job. That's what they're doing. Anyway, everybody have a good day. Thanks for stopping by. Like, share, subscribe. Share this with somebody that you know that lives in a city or that has an apartment that they're renting, because I don't know how people are going to get around this aside from going on the internet and telling people and outing these people. Say their names. They're already stalking you. They're already harassing you. They're already abusing. Put them on the internet. Sky Married Management. This is what they can have. This is what they can have, because this is a mess. They shouldn't be developing anything. They shouldn't be property managing anyone, especially people that are elderly, vulnerable populations, and people with disabilities. There's no way that they should be doing this. And they should have some type of training, some empathy training and ethics training, and on top of that, just training in general about people with disabilities, because clearly they don't know how to they don't know what they're doing, but yet they're managing them, and the government just keeps giving them more funding. Anyway, I'm out. How do I end it? Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Okay, yes. Bye, guys.